So
on the agenda it says practice factoring 4 ways. So think about those. There's 4 different methods, 4 different things to think about. So number one, you might be really tempted to square root, but it actually just says to factor a greatest common factor. So the only thing they have in common is x. When you factor an x out, you get x minus 36 equals 0. So I feel like maybe you're ready to see this difference, which is hard to see when you're first learning. See the difference. So this problem is x squared minus 36x equals 0 versus x squared minus 36 equals 0. If you can see, what's the only difference? Can we see a difference? The only difference is this extra x right here. When I factor this, I factor by GCF and I end up here. When I factor this, I can't take an x out. I can't take anything out. But what I can do is square root both of these. This can be square rooted. X doesn't square root, only x squared does. So this one is x plus 6, x minus 6. Anybody see that difference?
yeah, I just realized
It's pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky. It's not that easy to figure out. This one, if you think about distributing it, you get exactly what you started with. And this one, if you think about foiling,
like for chicken.
yeah, you can. These cancel out. You get exactly what you started with. So that little x there in that 36 changes your way of factoring. On your quiz and on your test, I'm going to tell you what type of factoring to do. This says factor by GCF. That's a clue that these have something in common and take something out like this. Now, it says then solve. So with the presence of an equal sign, we have to go x equals 0, x minus 36 equals 0, and solve them both. This one's done. This one we'll have to add 36 to both sides of the line, and we get x equals 36. Number 2.
Wait, so which one are you supposed to definitely do?
Anyway.
It depends. So this problem has an x in it, and it says factor by GCF. So this is number 1.
So I see the difference.
Both of these are both answered.
Okay.
Both of these are answered. Remember those would be x intercepts.
You're supposed to have two answers.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get to 0?
Well, you just take both of these and make them both equal 0. Like if, like yesterday we practiced this, but we had 2 factors, and we took both of them, and we made them both equal 0. Right? There were the 2 equations that we solved. This is the same thing. 2 equations we're solving, but this just doesn't have any work involved. It's just x equals 0. Yeah, you could think about it like that, I guess. Okay, number 2, factor the trinomials. Now, trinomials is a clue to you that you need to do the little table method. You need to find numbers that multiply to the last number and add to the middle number. So for number 2, I need numbers that will multiply to 42 and add to 17. Multiply to 42. Do you have your calculators out and ready to go? Who's done with this problem? Thumbs up if you finished it. Well, so when I think of 42, I think of 6 times 7. But when I add 6 and 7, that makes 13, so that doesn't work. So if 6 and 7 are factors of 42, maybe 12 is a factor. If 6 is a 12, maybe 12 is a factor. Or if 6 is a factor, maybe 3 is a factor. So what's 42 divided by 3? 14. 3 and 14. Now, I don't really know my multiples of 14 that well, so I use a tool, a calculator. So 14 also makes sense. If 7 is a factor, then maybe 14 is a factor. So you can use the first two that you know to help you come up with more ideas. Oh yeah, this is A. 3 times 14 is 42, and 3 plus 14 is 17. That works. So here our factors will be x plus 3 and x plus 14. And I could FOIL that to check it. So what do you guys like better, the GCF or the table method?
The table method is so much easier. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
The table method, all you gotta do is find two numbers, and that's your answer. Table method has no math.
To be what multiplies to 72?
This is the work for the table method, and this is the work for the rest.
It adds to negative 17.
It is a very big deal.
Man, so 72, I really only think of 8 times 9.
8 times 9?
18 must also work. 8 and 9 work. 16 might work. Is 72 divided by 16? No. 8 plus 9 makes 17, but you know what? I need a negative.
Wait, isn't it like the biggest number?
It's tricky. If this was negative and this was negative, the bigger number is negative. But this time they have to multiply to be positive.
So then it's gonna be the strong number.
We need both numbers
Oh,
negative.
both. Oh, okay.
So my answers are y minus 8 and y minus 9. Alright, so it says we're practicing factoring in 4 ways. GCF is one way. The table method is another way, so that's only 2 ways. Let's look at another way.
Is this all has to be on the test?
Two more. What about grouping? I didn't even put grouping in here for your warm-up. Factor and solve. It's just x squared minus 81.
Is this like what we did yesterday?
Yeah.
It's actually not, Jake.
No, it's parentheses x.
What is going on with the background?
Just ignore that scribble scrabble.
Wouldn't it be a
It's
fraction?
Niagara Falls.
Is that another phone?
That is not Niagara Falls. That's a Grand Canyon.
That's the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Shut up, I don't
Yeah, that's definitely a Grand Canyon.
I will say that this is definitely more west than Niagara Falls.
And it's definitely more.
I actually think that's the
Grand
Grand
Canyon.
It looks like it's definitely that area. It's definitely not.
I
New York
think that
or
was
Canada.
Mexico. I'm in Mexico.
That is not Mexico, I'm telling you right now.
Actually, on that paper towel.
Not like that.
Mexico is
Last time I heard it was a nod for you, Jake, actually.
Nothing like it. Maybe Kid Coo. But Kid Coo doesn't even have mountains like this. Why you napkins? Oh, you're sick. Uh-oh, you know what that means. COVID's back. Huh?
Biology sucked this year.
Alright, number 3
That meant bad
factored
on me.
is x plus 9 and x minus 9. Alright? No, this we already did square root. 81 became 9 is square rooting. Now this doesn't equal 0, so we're going to go one step further. Like our classwork yesterday, the last 5 problems we did. And then you solve these little mini equations. And that's where you get x equals negative 9, x equals positive 9. Alright, when you're done, open up your workbooks. I did have this thought too, Thomas, is you could have clicked on the video. The video was there. And the video shows that first screen. Just for the future. That's another idea. If you really can't find anybody on it. It's not on there. But if you're here, you really need to write it down. Because sometimes it doesn't load, sometimes I don't update it.